Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss what is the meaning of validity in research. The concept of validity was formulated by Kelly, who stated that a test is valid if it measures what it claims to measure. For example, a test of intelligence should measure intelligence and not something else, such as memory or language understanding. A distinction can be made between internal and external validity. These types of validity are relevant to evaluating the validity of a research study or procedure. What is internal and external validity in research? Internal validity refers to whether the effects observed in a study are due to the manipulation of the independent variable and not by some other factor. In other words, there is a causal relationship between the independent and dependent variable. Whereas, internal validity can be improved by controlling extraneous variables using standardized instructions, counterbalancing, and eliminating demand characteristics and investigator effects. While external validity refers to the extent to which the results of a study can be generalized to other settings. This is called as ecological validity, or generalized to other population. This is called as population validity, and generalized to other settings and over time also. This is called historical validity. External validity can be improved by setting experiments in a more natural setting and using random sampling to select participants. Assessing the validity of test. There are two main categories of validity used to assess the validity of tests, that is questionnaire, interview, IQ test, etc. So two main categories are what? One is content and second one is criteria. What is face validity in research? The most common one, face validity, is simply whether the test appears by its face value to measure what it claims to measure. This is the least sophisticated measure of validity test, wherein the purpose is clear. Even to naive respondents are said to have high face validity. According tests wherein the purpose is unclear have low face validity. A direct measurement of face validity is obtained by asking people to rate the validity of a test as it appears to them. This rater could use a Likert scale to assess face validity. For example, what type of statements should be there? The test is extremely suitable for a given purpose. The test is very suitable for that purpose. The test is adequate. The test is inadequate. The test is irrelevant and therefore unsuitable. It is important to select suitable people to rate a test. For example, individuals who actually take the test would be well placed to judge its face validity. Also, people who work with the test could offer their opinion, example employers, university administrators, employers, etc. Finally, the researcher could use members of the general public with an interest in the test, example parents of testees, politicians or teachers, etc. The face validity of a test can be considered a robust construct only if a reasonable level of agreement exists among raters. It should be noted that the term face validity should be avoided when the rating is done by expert, as content validity is more appropriate. Having face validity doesn't mean that a test really measures what the researcher intends to measure, but only in the judgment of raters that it appears to do so. Consequently, it is a crude and basic measure of validity. A test item such as I have recently thought of killing myself has obvious face validity as an item measuring suicidal cognitions and may be useful when measuring symptoms of depression. However, the implications of items on tests with clear face validity is that they are more vulnerable to social desirability bias. Individuals may manipulate their response to deny or hide problems or exaggerate behaviors to present a positive image of themselves. It is possible for a test item to lack face validity but still have general validity and measure what it claims to measure. This is good because it reduces demand characteristics and makes it harder for respondents to manipulate their answers. For example, the test item I believe in the second coming of Christ would lack face validity as a measure of depression, as the purpose of the item is unclear. The item appeared on the first version of the Minnesota Multiphasic Personality Inventory MMPI and loaded on the depression scale. Because most of the original normative sample of the MMPI were good Christians, only a depressed Christian would think Christ is not coming back. Thus, for this particular reason, sample the item does have general validity but not face validity. Now, what is construct validity? Construct validity in research says it was invented by Cornbell and Mihel. This type of validity refers to the extent to which a test captures a specific theoretical construct of test trait and it overlaps with some of the other aspects of validity. Construct validity doesn't concern the simple factual concern of question of whether a test measures an attribute. Instead, it is about the complex question of whether test score interpretations are consistent with a nomological network involving theoretical and observational terms. To test for construct validity, it must be demonstrated that the phenomena being measured actually exists. So, the construct validity of test for intelligence, for example, is dependent on a model or theory of intelligence. That's what it is for today. The remaining lecture I will cover in tomorrow's lecture, the remaining portion. Okay. Thank you.